Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to explore a beautiful and inspiring book called Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life by Héctor García and Francesc Miralles. I want to apologize upfront because today's video is slightly longer than our usual 10 minutes or less. This book is incredibly helpful in guiding one's purpose in life, so I felt it was important to include all the key details in the summary. Okay, let's dive into our book summary. Introduction: The Concept of Ikigai. At the heart of Ikigai lies a deceptively simple idea. Every person has a reason to wake up in the morning, a purpose that gives energy, meaning, and direction to life. This reason is called Ikigai, a Japanese term combining iki, which means life, and gai, which is that which makes life worthwhile. In Japan, it expresses something deeper than a goal, mission, or passion alone. It's the overlap of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. Rather than a fleeting inspiration, Ikigai anchors life in continuity, connection, and sustained engagement, a philosophy that emerges from centuries of Japanese thought and practice and resonates powerfully when applied to modern life. The authors set out not just to define Ikigai, but to explore how it supports longevity and joy, especially through insights gleaned from the people of Okinawa, Japan, one of the world's blue zones, communities noted for their high concentration of centenarians. Part 1. The Okinawan Way, Living Your Days Fully. Okinawa, the Village of Longevity. The book opens with fieldwork in Ogimi, a village in Okinawa known for its remarkable number of healthy people over 100 years old. Unlike many retirement-driven cultures, Okinawans remain active throughout life, engaging in work, hobbies, community activities, and simple daily rituals that keep mind and body engaged. In Ogimi, the authors observed several common lifestyle patterns shared by centenarians. Continuous activity. Many elders continue gardening, walking, Tai Chi-style movement, or light physical work, not as exercise routines, but as natural parts of the day. Purposeful living. People describe their ikigai, reasons for being, as specific and personal, tending a garden, teaching music, caring for family, or crafting pottery. Social support. Tight-knit social groups called moai offer emotional and logistical backing, strengthening belonging and reducing isolation. Mindful eating and moderation, particularly the custom of hara hachi bu, eating until about 80% full, along with plant-rich diets that include tofu, seaweed, vegetables, and small portions of fish. These practices aren't isolated habits, they're rooted in cultural values of community, resilience, simplicity, and presence, building blocks of a life oriented around ikigai rather than short-term pleasure or status. Part 2. 4 Pillars of Longevity and Purpose. Across the book, the authors illustrate how several complementary pillars drawn from psychology, philosophy, and ethnography support the quest for ikigai. 1. Purpose and meaning. At its core, ikigai is about finding meaning, a channel through which life feels rich, worthwhile, and personally significant. This connects with Viktor Frankl's logotherapy, a psychological approach positing that humans have an innate need for purpose that transcends pleasure or power. In Ikigai, Frankl's insight helps frame ikigai as a discovered purpose, not a manufactured one. Purpose emerges from lived experience, contribution, and engagement with life's challenges. Rather than imposing external expectations, Ikigai calls for deep reflection on what intrinsically motivates an individual, what they would do even if no one paid them. When people pursue meaningful work, in whatever form that takes, they tap into energy that sustains them across decades. 2. Flow and deep engagement. The authors borrow the psychological concept of flow, introduced by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, to explain how Ikigai is lived moment to moment. A flow state arises when someone is fully absorbed in an activity that matches their skill with challenge, producing a sense of timeless focus and deep joy, whether it's crafting, cooking, gardening, or musical practice. Flow isn't merely pleasurable, it's sustaining. People who habitually enter flow in meaningful activities report less stress, more resilience, and greater life satisfaction. For Okinawan elders, flow often appears in modest pursuits, a testament to the idea that the quality of engagement matters more than its societal prestige. 3. Resilience and adaptability. The Japanese philosophy of wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfection, transience, and simplicity, reinforces Ikigai's emphasis on adaptability. Instead of resisting life's changes and limitations, individuals learn to accept impermanence, embrace challenges, and find grace in aging and imperfection. Resilience arises when setbacks are reframed not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow. This echoes Stoic practices like negative visualization, imagining losses to reduce their impact, and Buddhist mindfulness, focused on equanimity and present awareness. 4. Community and social bonds. A powerful motif in the book is the role of community connection. The Okinawan tradition of moai groups, of friends who make agreements to meet regularly and support each other emotionally and financially, illustrates how social networks reinforce Ikigai. These bonds buffer against loneliness, provide accountability, and create shared meaning that transcends individual existence. Beyond moai, everyday social practices, greeting neighbors, communal meals, multi-generational support, are portrayed as essential for mental health, resilience, and longevity. Social life isn't extracurricular, it's foundational to a life with purpose. Part 3. The Practical Habits of Ikigai. In later chapters, Ikigai shifts from overarching concepts to practical habits that readers can integrate into their own lives. These habits are not presented as rigid prescriptions, but as invitations to cultivate presence, joy, and purpose. Daily movement and physical engagement. One of the standout lifestyle insights from Okinawa is that elders don't exercise to get fit, they stay active because movement is part of life. From gardening to casual walks to radio taiso, a group warm-up routine popular in Japan, the message is clear. Movement should be natural, joyful, and integrated into daily life, not a chore. This kind of gentle, consistent activity supports flexibility, circulation, balance, and mood regulation, all of which correlate with longevity and health. Mindful eating, hara hachi-bu, and traditional diet. Food plays a symbolic and practical role in Ikigai. Okinawans practice the principle of hara hachi-bu, eating until about 80% full, and consume diets rich in vegetables, tofu, seaweed, sweet potatoes, and green tea. Rather than dieting or restriction, this reflects mindful eating, slowing down, attending to hunger cues, savoring food, and avoiding overindulgence. It's a dietary approach that supports metabolic health, reduces stress on the body, and reinforces awareness of the present moment. Joyful routines and rituals. Many habits Okinawans cherish are small yet consistent: morning stretches, tea ceremonies, shared meals, and quiet reflection. These rituals offer rhythm and structure, anchoring people in the present and reinforcing a sense of continuity. For example, tea ceremonies express the concept of ichi-go, ichi-e, one time, one encounter, acknowledging the uniqueness of each interaction. Garden tending provides sensory engagement, nurturing, and flow. Radio taiso invites light group movement that connects body and community. These routines are not about perfection, but about presence and consistency, central to living one's ikigai. Part 4. Reflective tools and exercises. To help readers discover their own Ikigai, the authors suggest reflective practices and exercises. Finding your elements, the Ikigai diagram. Readers are encouraged to list activities, roles, and interests that fall into 4 categories. 1. What you love. 2. What you're good at. 3. What the world needs. 4. What you can be paid for. The intersection of these 4 areas represents a person's Ikigai, a visual and practical tool that transforms abstract purpose into actionable insight. Journaling and self-inquiry. The book includes prompts designed to stimulate honest reflection, such as, what subjects or activities make you lose track of time? What do others seek you for? What kind of work would you do even without compensation? These questions aid in peeling back layers of societal expectation to reveal authentic motivation. Small experiments and habit formation. Rather than asking readers to overhaul their lives overnight, the authors recommend small experiments, daily habits that cultivate presence, connection, and joy. For example, spend 10 minutes gardening or reading meaningful text. Walk to a local store instead of driving. Have a meal with at least one friend. These incremental changes reinforce purpose without overwhelming the individual. Part 5. 10 Rules for a Long, Happy Life. Toward the conclusion, Ikigai offers a distilled set of 10 guidelines drawn from interviews with Okinawan elders, not as rigid commandments, but as principles grounded in lived experience. Stay active, don't retire. Take it slow. Eat until you're 80% full. Para hachi bu. Surround yourself with good friends. Get in shape for your next birthday. Smile. Reconnect with nature. Give thanks daily. Live in the moment. Follow your Ikigai. These rules cut across physical, emotional, social, and existential domains, reminding readers that longevity and joy are holistic experiences shaped by how we eat, move, relate, think, and attend to our inner lives. Part 6. Philosophical Depth. Life as a Continuous Project. One of the book's underlying messages is that age is not a cessation, but a continuation. Unlike cultures where retirement signals a withdrawal from purpose, Okinawan elders view life as a continuous canvas of contributions, curiosity, and engagement. This perspective shifts the narrative from life stages defined by productivity norms to a lifelong unfolding of meaning. Rather than seeking happiness as a byproduct of achievement, Ikigai invites individuals to weave happiness into life's fabric, in daily tasks, meaningful relationships, and ongoing curiosity. Conclusion: bringing Ikigai into your life. Ikigai by García and Miralles combines cultural anthropology, psychology, and self-reflection to articulate a vision of life that is fulfilling, intentional, and resilient. It invites readers to look inward and outward simultaneously, understanding their inner motivations while engaging with others and the world around them. Rather than promising a quick fix, the book teaches that purpose is found in sustained habits, rich relationships, deep engagement, and an appreciation for everyday life. It reframes longevity not merely as biological lifespan, but as health span, the length of time one lives with vigor, satisfaction, and meaning. At its best, Ikigai isn't an outcome to achieve, but a way of living, a gentle, enduring commitment to being present, curious, compassionate, and engaged until the very end. I have also come up with a practice workbook for you to try your Ikigai. Please look into the description section of this video for the download link. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment below which book you'd like summarized next.